What is going on, Mr. Jacob?
Well, I could still hear you while the Bluetooth was connected.
Sorry, my bad. Didn't know how
No,
to
that's
pause it.
funny.
What's going on?
Yeah, that's all good.
How's
Not much.
life?
Pretty simple.
Yeah.
Not bad. I feel like I'm in a pretty productive zone with training.
Nice.
Like it's hard
Substance
enough that I
engaged.
feel like I need a little bit of a nap after a leg day, and I'm like, cool, that's a sweet spot.
No, that's the best. I haven't had like
Yeah,
that. Well, I've still been pushing myself, but there's that bit where how much do I take it versus
yeah,
recovery?
yeah,
Yeah. So I've
yeah,
been finding a good balance. Actually, this week's been good for training. Fuck, it's
yeah.
got PBs galore this week. All my shoulder movements have come up. My adductor movements have come up. Um, Actually, in the last 2 weeks, everything's come up again. So I know what's happened. Maybe I've concentrated on recovery more and not stacking my days. When I say stacking my days, I've said no to a few things and I've had
Mm.
more peaceful, when I say peaceful, less hectic days.
Smoother, right? You're a
Mm.
little
Yeah,
bit
yeah,
less all over the place, scattered.
yeah. So I think that's contributed a lot to it, which is good.
I think you knew that was going to happen, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm conscious of it, and I think I said it to you last time when in the last podcast, actually. So I'm still conscious that the prep has to revolve around my life, not the other way around, which I've
Mm.
been super conscious of. So even like when I'm tired a little bit, I'm like message a family chat, hey, let's go out to arcades tonight, or do you guys want to go out to dinner? Where in the past I'm like, nah, I'm absolutely knackered. So I'm trying to still fight that. I need to not drag everyone down with me type scenario. Mm.
Yeah. You
But
almost got to find those days when you are feeling a bit better.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
instead of not finding the days when you feel like shit and then going to yourself, oh, I need to ask that question,
Yeah.
almost going, oh, I'm feeling really good today. Let's see if
Mm.
anyone's, up to
Up
doing
for something.
something.
Yeah. But to be honest, if someone goes now, your prep starts, it's like I could have like, yeah, cool. That's now. Like
Yeah.
had forgotten about the last 16 weeks. I
Do
could
you
easily
have
do that.
many
Yeah.
clients for the first season of the year?
No, so I had 3 over the weekend. Well, 3
Mm-hmm.
this season. Technically 4th because Andres is doing the IFBB naturals.
Yeah.
But other than
Yeah.
that, yeah. So she's a bit later on. But in the ICN NBA season, all that kind of stuff, I had 3, which kicked off
Cool.
last week.
Yeah. I
Mm.
saw Steph did
Steph,
well.
yeah, bro, she gunned it.
Yeah. You guys just did sports model?
Yeah.
Is there a particular reason behind that?
I think she was more comfortable doing sports this time around.
Okay.
Honestly, she probably could do categories outside of sports, maybe even fitness or
Mm.
or potentially wellness. I mean, she's got enough of a sweep through her legs. Her glutes are relatively developed. Yeah. Even the conditioning wise, I'm playing it to the category, if that makes sense. Not kind of overdoing
Yeah. And
the
if you were to
dryness of it.
describe sports model, how would you break it down? Because obviously it's not as lean as female bodybuilding or,
Mhm.
fitness, which sits just above female bodybuilding in ICN.
Yep. Oh, bodybuilding, female figure should still be the top, right? Technically,
Yeah.
size, but then you'll see girls from the fitness category that's arguably more muscular.
Mm.
I would describe sports as someone that looks like an athlete, basically.
Okay.
Trains, clearly build that someone looks at going, yeah, if I saw that done in that outfit, but yeah, that person is.
Does that then cross over with a comparative men's fitness for the male?
Mm, good
Or is it
question.
in between that and classic physique?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you think about how the grading of categories, it's fitness, men's physique, classic, bodybuilding. If you
Mm.
look at the women's, it's bikini. Technically, wellness and sports are closely aligned. Fitness needs to be a bit more conditioned. Figure. And
Okay.
then places like OCB obviously still got women's physique where
Yeah.
straight out, close fists, all that kind of
Proper
stuff.
bodybuilding, like
Proper
a direct
bodybuilding,
comparison.
lat spreads, all of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So, but someone that just looks like they train and look fit. And I mean, hence like the criteria: hard abdominals, shoulder waist ratio, good muscularity, but not over the top.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
separation through the legs, but not again super hard. Yeah. So kind of you got to
Yeah.
play that kind of criteria game in this instance. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was just going over. I saw ICN New South Wales have a new a website, which is great. I think that was long overdue. But there's some good clarity in terms of criteria and guidelines, which is fantastic. I had to look into IMBA for a male I've got competing in the back end of the year.
Yep.
They've got nothing. The information they have is so minimal in terms of, okay, if he's competing in men's fitness, what poses, what specifics are they looking for?
Yeah.
In terms of which is a shame. It's frustrating, but you get the general idea from the other federations. But if you're competing in a certain federation, you want that specificity for.
Well, yeah, you're spot on. But if you think of INBA, back to INBA, they ask for specific poses. So they'll ask for a victory pose. They'll ask left and right chest. They'll ask for a vacuum. They'll ask for an Arnold 3/4. And some of these guys won't even know what a victory pose is. So they'll be like, oh, fuck, wait until someone else does it, and then I'll do it.
Yeah.
I
was on a judging call on the weekend for WMBF, Pete, and Bob, the president, he said, we can ask for certain poses, but we won't ask for it unless we preface it to the athletes in the athlete meeting before.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
But even then, I don't think it's something they will actually implement because, like, what's it going to show that every other pose can't, right?
Yeah.
Maybe in a category like classic physique where presentation is judged a lot higher, they might throw a curveball in. Again, you're still giving you warning before the show. But, that will maybe differentiate a first and second if it's super close through displaying, okay, they know how to position their physique, their presentations a little bit better than the other person's. But even still, it's like, what's the point of throwing in a curveball? It's you're making something that's already subjective even worse.
Yeah. But if you ever get to an INBA show, they will definitely go left, right side. Yeah.
Okay.
Left, right side, side chest. It'll be give me a vacuum, abdominal vacuum. Yeah.
I mean, as far as I could find for men's fitness, and I watched a show too they had for the actual country that my client is competing in, Guyane. He was in Singapore, and I think the show was from 2 or 3 years ago. There was two individuals in the competition, so you didn't really
he's
get
competing in Singapore soon.
Yeah.
What, end of the year?
Yeah. In September.
Yeah. Oh, I got two potentially doing that show. One
IMBA?
definitely. Yeah. No. Sorry. WBF.
Okay. Yeah. I think it's funny, Pete.
September? Yeah.
He started at, I think, 66 or 65 kilos. And we're about 4 weeks, 20 weeks out approximately. And we haven't lost any weight yet.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
But his condition has
improved,
just dramatically improved. He's someone that has done competitions previously, but took a little bit of respite. Training intensity dropped off a bit. Was doing jiu-jitsu as well.
Yeah.
And just in a matter of 4 weeks and increasing training intensity, it's crazy how he's just responding. It's unbelievable, really. I'm like, I feel like I should be, dropping food. The body weight's not moving. But then you look at the physique and you're like, 1 week difference. You're like, damn, it looks like we've lost, a kilo mass,
Mass.
of
Yeah,
fat
yeah,
mass.
yeah. Yeah, fat mass. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
good.
so yeah,
Keep
it
that.
is. It's great.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
great. And I'm saying, we're just going to keep running what we've got. Maybe we're going to be in a position to do men's physique WMBF, which would be a great show.
Yeah.
And even from sitting on that judging call, men's physique is a lot about presentation in
Yeah.
WMBF as well. Like
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
want hairs done nicely, maybe even face makeup, uh, and that display of posing and charisma on stage. Like it's actually quite weighed into that judging score. So
Yeah. Okay.
and then I see on his Instagram like a modeling photo pop up. I'm like, oh mate, we're just
Perfect.
lining up perfectly. Like maybe we might be a little bit undersized, but with how
Yeah.
we're going, we might be in a pretty good spot.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny me because I don't have a huge amount of hands-on experience taking someone through a contest prep. I'm more like numbers. I need to see like a week to week
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
change because I've got these projections, and it's like, no, you don't need to, man. You just play it by the look, play it by the pictures,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
telling you everything.
Yeah. It's funny because I got a couple of first timers. Well, even hold on. I've got one of Graydon's old guys, Joe. I prepped him. He was on the weekend. He's like, that was a totally different experience. Like looking at potassium levels, we're looking at sodium, we're looking at pre-pump, what are we having? Because just how you managed it and how you managed me was a different take on peak week and just in general. And it's like even like, so what are we gonna do this week? I'm like, well, let's wait. This is what it's gonna look like, but you'll come see me again, and depends on how you respond. Well, it's not so rigid in terms of this is it. Like what I have planned at the start of the week may change based on how you respond. He actually on the weekend looked flat in the morning, so I had to feed him up a little bit more throughout the day without spilling, and we did a good job of that. But it was almost like, tell me now. I'm like, no, that's next week still. Like, yeah, relax, shit.
And you're probably going to change your approach for the next competition.
Correct. Yeah.
Again, like
because
you
he's
might
doing
load
a
him up
cap.
a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, he's doing the NBA, which they want. Even the fitness guys are a little bit fuller, so might load him a little bit harder without obviously. Yeah. So,
Okay, cool.
We'll see. But yeah, same with
How
Steph.
was-
yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, Steph looked great. I thought conditioning wise, from what I've seen in the past, fit the
Criteria.
category really well. Yeah, and the criteria.
Yeah.
But
It's
like you said, I think
now.
I'd love to see her in like a figure because she looks like she has that shape.
Yeah, dude, she trains hard. So she used to train with me on a Friday leg day. She would keep up for the most part. Like she would outlift most of the guys here on a leg day. Yeah. No, I don't normally train with people. Sometimes you're reloading plates or something, but it was literally like, it's fine.
Yeah.
So
Well, I'm thinking, Pete, I may have hyped my little brother up to potentially, put a good effort in for a year and see what happens.
see,
I'll see if I can line up, 1 to 2 sessions a week with him.
Yeah, nice.
But we were away down the coast and we trained legs together. And he went on his phone when he was resting, like started scrolling or was looking at something. And I was like, what are you doing? Get off your phone.
Yeah.
Like we're training together. Like we don't need to.
Yeah.
I just get pissed off at him very easily. I'm like, mate, like lock in. But
How do you respond?
yeah. Oh, he was like, oh, okay. Yeah, it was it's funny, I'm a different kind of person when I'm training compared to how I am normally.
Yeah.
Just, I think in maybe 2 or 3 sessions, he, like looking from where he started to where he's now, it's maybe like a month or 2 months later, I'm like far out. Like he's put on a bit of size and it's just from training hard. So it's like, what happens if we put a bit more effort into this? So I'll do my check-ins tomorrow morning and I'll try and pull him down and we'll do it day one. Yeah, see if we can string it along. Because I want to make sure that he actually wants to do it too.
I mean that's the biggest
not
thing.
A residual effect of me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, it's funny. I'll tell you the story of even how Steph ended up competing. She's like, so she's, her, well, I don't know if they still are, but her dad was dating my mother-in-law. They were dating for like 2 years, right? So that's how the connection and how we even, and she's training here at our gym. She goes, oh, I just want defined legs. Okay, cool. I can do that. That's a good brief. And I was like, oh, maybe one day I'll compete. And it was a discussion. Long story short, so I said, look, don't have to commit to competing ever. Just if you just train the way you're doing and then train as if you will one day compete, then that's all you need. Like without the pressure of going, I will compete. She goes, oh, okay, that's sound advice. It's interesting that, as you said, like they've got to want it. The most part, and for longevity's sake, people got to want it. Otherwise, you'll see it now. I don't know if we touch base on it on the pod, but it's so many flash in the pan. Like it's not for me. I didn't make the top 5. I worked so hard. Maybe this is not for me. It's not worth it. My coach ruined me. You know, all those, you hear it after every season, right? So
I think it's a big thing, like from that first consultation you have with someone, trying to, identify their type of personality.
yeah,
And, maybe they're someone that needs to see if they can be in an off season for 6 to 12 months or longer.
yeah,
Because then that might filter out, okay, maybe this isn't what I want to do. And that's far better than just jumping straight into a contest prep and then finding out afterwards it's not. You can't push through it. So
yeah, that's 100%. And I've had a few conversations recently about that. I'm like, when are we going to pull the trigger? I'm like, well, how about you have some adherence for more than 2 weeks?
Yeah.
And then let's talk. But it's very big. Yeah. There's less longevity in the game now, for sure. For sure.
Yeah. I think it's just more the industry here in Australia a little bit maybe. I know the UK do a pretty good job, and it just comes down to who those figures are in the space.
Yeah.
So, if we can get more people making content who are in the right frame of mind and position and sort of teaching those principles, then maybe it will have a trickle down effect.
Yeah.
But I don't see it too much. It's more the other stuff at the gym at the moment, all the peptides and young kids thinking, there's other things in the equation that they're not quite getting.
Yeah.
But it's like, nah, guys, you're just missing the simples and doing them well enough and for long enough.
Yeah. Well, I had a question posed to me, if I'll say that. It says, what do you think about enhancements? So you've asked the wrong person, because like purely in my space, in my mind, everything can be done naturally, or naturally is my bias. And the kid was 19. He goes, I said, and he goes, because I've got people telling me that because I'm young and I've got a lot of testosterone naturally, if I also take enhancements, I'll just grow and blow up. I said, well, theoretically that could work. And I asked him a simple question. Again, do you like training? Because I love training. I said, why don't you just love training first and then see where that takes you? And if down the track you decide, you know what, I want to maybe take this to a different level, and that's the route that you want to go to, and you've done your due diligence on getting your basic. Because, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Sounds like a smart kid if he's actually listening to what you're saying.
Yeah, no. I said, and I had to preface that this is just the way I think about it. And then I'm like, you don't have to listen to me, but the way I would approach it in your way, and I'll just ask you, do you love training? Well, then training should become first, and then see where that takes you. And then the other thing carries over, if that's where, and then you got to decide, what does that mean for you? Is it financial? Is it just for your confidence? Is it, what does that mean for you to do it?
I think, Pete, that question is so deep that a lot of people don't know that answer.
No, I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
Um,
But then I'd
yeah,
also say most good enhanced coaches would say something very similar.
yeah,
I don't think any good enhanced coach would push for someone to use performance enhancing drugs.
yeah, yeah,
At least I wouldn't hope so, or I don't think they would.
yeah,
But preaching the basic principles. If someone doesn't enjoy training, what's the point of taking that risk when
yeah,
you're gonna spin out in a couple of months or something?
yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's an interesting topic for sure. But then
Yeah.
again, back to enhanced coaches. But then a lot of those are sometimes the suppliers for the most, from what I understand, anyways. But sometimes it's a bit of a conflict of
2
interest.
for 1.
Yeah, 2 for 1. I think you should do
Yeah.
this. I also sell it to you.
Yeah.
You need
No,
more.
there's definitely that side to the space, unfortunately.
Yeah,
You could
yeah,
do it in a good way, but when money's
yeah,
involved, unfortunately, a lot of times ethics can get bent or morals
for
can get
sure,
bent. Hey,
for
how
sure.
was the standard at the Newcastle show as a
I
whole?
thought this fitness was the highest standard from a totality. Men's fitness had to be the highest standard. Those top three were national level.
Mm,
Could win could win it overall anytime. The top three.
right.
Um, Steph's category was good. I thought the top three were pretty good. Just conditioning wise, Steph probably had it. The girl that got second had a great shape, probably just not as dense. Men's physique was good. The guy that won looked pretty good, and the top two were pretty good. Bodybuilding, I wasn't sold on the quality. I'm
I
not
thought
being negative, but
conditioning looked
yeah, I
potentially
mean,
a little bit
yeah, I mean, there could
far
be
out.
a little bit more. Um, Classic, I thought some of the guys brought some pretty good like physiques. Again, they could
Yep.
probably come in. I mean, this is just from a standpoint of what I would expect now these days at a national level. Anyway, they probably still need a couple of weeks to bring it totally in, but some of the guys were quite good. Yeah, I
Yep.
mean, the overall standard for Newcastle's sake was pretty good. Look, bikini was all right too. I thought one of the girls was a standout,
He's the
and
men's physique guy. He looks pretty decent
yeah,
from
he looked pretty
afar.
good. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He looked pretty good. Like he'd place at
First call out, at least in the nationals.
yeah, easily. Yeah, yeah, easily. Yeah, yeah.
And then even I think this gentleman on the
Yeah, he looked pretty good too.
right of the
Michael,
screen,
yeah,
he was
yeah, he was pretty good. Um, but the national fitness guys for sure would place. Even the
yeah. I'm
bikini
trying to
girl,
find some photos. I'm not sure there are any.
the Anthony there on the left next to
Yeah.
Steph on that. He won.
Oh
He's
yeah, there
been
we
going
go.
around for a while. Yeah, yeah. See that guy got See he got third and then top.
Not the
And then
best photos to have a
no,
look
probably
at, but
not. Um,
we had the
yeah, I thought
bodybuilding guys
overall
here.
the overall the standard was pretty good. I didn't see the figure,
Mm.
if I can be honest. But yeah,
Yeah, it
bikini
looked
I
it.
thought was pretty good. There was a girl in bikini that I thought, wow, she got a bit hard done by. I thought she should have placed a little bit higher, but what do I know
Mm.
about bikini? Yeah,
Yeah, and then you had Steph did an awesome job.
yeah, she
Um,
did
yeah, she's
fantastic.
pretty
Yeah,
jacked. Like
yeah,
you put her in, like we were saying, one of those other divisions or categories. Sorry,
yeah,
she'd do very
yeah,
well.
yeah.
And then this was Joe.
Joe, yeah. So Joe came in probably I'd say his best actually. He looked good. On the day,
Yeah.
he looked really good. Peaked pretty well. Started getting pretty dry and vascular and all that kind of stuff. So
Mm.
which is good.
Did you see any of the Queensland?
No,
Competitors?
I mean I saw a bit of it, but to be honest, I haven't looked at too much of
Yeah,
it yet.
that's
Yeah,
pretty good. You had I know BK
yeah, he looked good.
and
Yeah, actually, the classic guy looked pretty good. Dan's kind
Anthony.
of
Yes, yeah, he did too. So Anthony took the overall. I think he
yeah,
maybe
he
just
looked
pipped second with conditioning and maybe overall
he looked
balanced.
good. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I
But
know BK said he was pretty happy. He's pretty much clinically shredded, especially for a first timer as well. And then you had Henry's girl. She looked
yeah, she looked good.
really good for figure, like really nice shape.
The Queensland always bring it, hey.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they got that one show, right? So everyone's got to
Mm,
come in.
I
And then
mean,
had
yeah.
Rachel's girl, Celeste, who
Yeah,
won
she looked good
the
too, yeah.
fitness,
Yeah. Oh, fitness, yeah.
came second in figure. They traded place. So
Yeah, okay.
Haley, the winner of figure, came second in fitness, and Celeste won
Yeah,
fitness with
yeah,
just,
okay.
a
Just fit,
high degree
yeah,
of conditioning.
yeah.
And then, yeah, classic looked good. Daniel's guy. And then Daniel had a guy in fitness too who was
Yeah, yeah. He was pretty good.
impressive.
Yeah,
And then, yeah, the girls showed up as well. What's this
yeah.
here? Fitness
That's
model.
fitness, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, overall, like a pretty good start to the season.
Yeah, for
Got
sure. So it'll be interesting to see how Super Bodies comes up to in 2
is
weeks.
that
Are you
in
going to that?
3 week or
Is,
2 weeks?
it'll be
I think,
Saturday week. Yeah, Saturday
yeah, I
week, yeah.
think does that line up, Pete, with Brisbane, WMBF?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Well, I'll be at that one,
Yeah, okay.
unfortunately. But I'll
Yeah, yeah,
definitely
yeah.
gonna come out to state.
Yeah. Well, I've got to book
Are
all
you
my
gonna
stuff for WMF, yeah. Because
yeah. Are
I'll do
you gonna
Brisbane.
be at state for
Yeah.
ICN?
Yeah, I'll
Okay,
be there.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was definitely gonna
nice.
get out to that show.
Yeah.
Use my my pro membership to my
To
advantage.
get in?
Get a free ticket.
Why not? Something.
Yeah, that's right. What did you think about? I remember you hypothesized maybe the Nationals would be at Chatswood, but it's
No, I
really good.
think it was potentially not Chatswood. Probably, I think it was Olympic Park, potentially, was what
Oh, okay.
yeah, one of the exhibition halls there.
Yeah.
Yeah, which would make
What goes into
sense.
that decision? Is it like need to be a central location? Um, like what else are they thinking about?
No,
Do
I
you
think it
know?
would be, no, well, I would assume it'd be what it costs, how they can do
Okay.
the staging,
Yeah.
logistics. End of the day, I think how people can get there, like it's hard enough to get to Rudy Hill for the most part. It's probably easier to get into Olympic Park, to be honest.
Chatswood's not too bad.
Yeah, Chatswood's not too bad. They got the metro there. They've got the rail. So Chatswood and Olympic Park probably both easier to get to. Plenty of accommodation of both because they've got the theaters there. The theaters have hotels,
Yeah.
and Olympic
Yeah.
Park has a bunch of hotels from concerts and
Yeah.
stuff. So from a athlete perspective, it makes sense.
Mm.
From federation perspective, I think it just comes down to how they are able to set things up in those. Because you remember Rudy Hill, they've done it so many times there that it's plug and play, right?
Yeah.
It's we know where the
But I think the quality can be so much higher though. You know what I mean?
yeah. I don't know
Um,
what the Nationals are going to look like, but
yeah.
I'm gonna guess they're going to try something at least at Rudy Hill this
I would
year.
assume, right?
Yeah, because they're trying to keep it uniform. So if you looked at Queensland, that was like national level staging, right?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So ACT, I'm gonna assume will bring something very similar for their show this weekend. And then you can't have a subpar stage based off those two for a national
No.
event.
They
Yeah.
have to be bringing it. They have to be, especially
Yeah.
with guys like WMBF, and then other main feds. NBA do a great job from what I've
Yeah.
seen. I
For
unfortunately didn't get to
lighting, yeah.
compete with them. And then you've got now we're comparing ourselves internationally, the UK, Asia. If you want to be the number one fed in Australia, you're gonna have to start stepping up the game to secure that spot. Really.
Yeah. But I think that's the I'm glad they're having I'm glad. But from what I can see outside looking in, they're all talking now. I mean all the heads are talking from each state. They're trying to keep it uniform. And I've always said, like, even from a judging perspective, you all have to decide what the look is for your federation because you cannot change from Queensland to to WA and WA to New South Wales. Like if the winner of New South Wales is totally out, and it's happened, I've seen it, where you're awarding someone an overall that really didn't fit that criteria, in my opinion. And then the guys that should have got rewarded that are very closely aligned to that category are getting rewarded in the other states. And then you bring him over to a national level. And so it's just disjointed. Do you know what I mean? It's very disjointed. I mean, I give you, not to harp on the judging part of it and what they've got to look for, but I don't know if I used this example last time, but there was a girl that I remember came out and I'm like, fuck, that girl, he's got to win. Like, that's hands down the winner. First timers, right?
Or at least in, the conversation.
I got fifth. Got fifth, right? Anyway, I'm like, nah, that is not a fifth. That's first place overall. And I'm like, I remember texting my wife. I said, send a picture. I said, who do you got? She picked the girl that I said was going to win. I said, we got home and my wife's been in the game and she knows what to look for. So that girl's going to win. She's doing NBA next week. She's going to win overall. Wins. So, I mean, but the thing is, like, then you go to that part where, like, okay, if that's so far out that one federation says you're the best, one says you're not, well, what do you think that person's going to do from a competitive standpoint? Well, they're not going back to the one where they said, well, you're not good enough, or you actually were a little too good.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, it's a fine line between what you're looking for, what you're asking for, and what's getting delivered, and then what the outcome is on the show day. Yeah.
Well, Pete, I wanted to pull up this because I think in our last chat we spoke about Chatswood as a potential venue.
I went there last weekend to watch the show.
Yeah, look at that. Like that's a proper setup, Yeah. You've got that vertical ascending line of seats. Like that would be so good to watch a bodybuilding show.
Yeah.
And
the lighting's been good there.
Yeah.
No, it's plenty of parking. Well, they had another part of that. That's the concourse. There's another part of that they used to do the show at.
With ICN.
Yeah, a couple of years back.
Yeah.
So if you look at the concourse, there's another part of the concourse that they had used in the past.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Well, who knows? Maybe another Fed's going to pick that spot up when they come to the site.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an interesting. I do believe like the ICN is going to be more uniform in their delivery of staging.
Yeah,
is
I
what
think they're picking up. They're picking up.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Which is good. What else has been happening, man?
Another dude, just prep
Same.
and prep life. That's about it. Just
Have you had
taking the boxes.
Have you noticed anything different this time versus last time, or any challenges lately?
No challenges. I probably would have found it a little bit more difficult at this point last time in terms of dieting. Mind you, my food is higher for sure. I also feel I've worked out that I did have a day where I'm like, fuck, I'm feeling really tired and really low right now. Anyway, figured out that if I leave my food for more than 4 hours, which it dips a little bit. So I'm trying to have meals a little bit more spread out rather than one having bigger meal and then I'm like, okay, I'm good for a couple of hours. I may even short eat that meal and then just have a little bit more of it later. Because as I said, this last 2 weeks, I feel good. Yeah, I feel
That's great.
Awesome. Like some days I feel like my legs are heavy, but that's standard. But for the most part, like my steps are pretty low. Like I got to hit 8,500. I do that on the floor.
Easy.
Quite easily. My base day is about 2,350, I think, if I can remember right. And
How many
I'm
weeks
refeeding
out?
once. Well, WMBF is 6 because I asked to do one earlier, or 5. And it'll be 5, 11, and 13. Yeah. Refeed. I've been refeeding once a week for the last 3 months, at least. At one point I was doing 2. As I said, I'm training super well. Like, not that I'm surprised, but I feel great. Like I could keep going, honestly, if I choose to. Like, I could live this lifestyle quite easily.
Meal timing
Quite,
definitely becomes more important.
yeah.
for
No,
everybody to get right.
for sure. So I never used to eat in the morning before I left home to come to the gym, and I'll just train a couple of clients and I eat. Now, like, I have a small meal, and then I have
Yeah.
a decent meal, like, so meal timing helps now. Once I figured that out, it's like, cool, my energy is good. I can keep going. I can honestly just keep going. Yeah. Yeah.
Love it.
So yeah,
Nice.
I think that's the biggest change is obviously, yeah, just managing myself from a lifestyle perspective too is definitely a big factor.
Yeah.
Big.
Hey, I thought I might bring this up because this is pertinent for you.
Yeah.
Have you read the new WMBF posing document?
No.
You should.
No. Okay. Well,
It's not. There's nothing crazy in it there for you.
yeah.
For the females, there's a little, few pieces they want to standardize in terms of posing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But for classic, it was pretty clear that, when you go into a side tricep, you go straight into a classic variation.
Yep.
When you go into your side chest, it's straight into the Arnold
Yep.
variation. There's no you're not going from a standard then into a that
Class.
I don't know what you call it, but that fist position.
Yeah.
It's just going straight into it.
Yep.
I think they said initially you can transition because it was a new category.
Yeah.
And they just allowed for that delay in understanding. But it's pretty much straight into the poses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, I think you'll be right with everything else.
Yeah, I'll wait. I've got my song for my routine.
Yeah, cool.
I'll leave it to
how do you go about putting that together?
I listen to the song quite a bit first, and I'll often just like listen to it and then pose and see what comes out naturally within those movements, and then I'll do it a couple times over and just kind of freestyle different movements. And I go, I like that. Then I'll just kind of piece it together. And then I go, I want to hit X, Y, and Z in this, and then work out like some transitions and just how it flows with the music and the mood that I want for that routine. Yeah.
I like that.
So
my perspective on it is you can definitely do that when you're pretty well experienced.
Yeah.
How would you go about it if you were more of a beginner? Maybe, let's just say hypothetically you don't have someone helping you.
Yeah.
What would your process be to develop a routine?
Yeah, I would sit down and go, all the poses you potentially want to include, and then reverse engineer how you piece them all together. Yeah. Because if you're someone that's not even that coordinated and be able to listen to music, it just looks disjointed. It's just someone, it's like, it's going to sound wrong. It's like watching someone in a nightclub and just can't dance. The off time of the music, all that kind of stuff. But I would definitely suggest what are the poses, write them down. Like, you literally have a clear cut in like what you want to hit, and then work out how they piece together in each one. Because let's say a front double and then someone wants to hit an atlas, right? Straight off those two. Well, you're not really, unless you're really good at it. How do you go from a front double and then do kind of like a swoop to the floor type stuff? You know what I mean? You may need to kind of turn to the side and drop on your knee before you kind of get to the floor. Like, even people like, they butcher Arnold 3/4 a lot. If you look at it, most people that hit it butcher it, right? So it's like, do you really want to hit that?
do you remember how I hit mine? Did you ever have an opinion on how I hit mine?
Well, I've got to look. I can't remember it.
Okay,
to be honest, but I'll go back and I'll take it offline.
I mean, what would you say are the main things people are butchering with the Arnold 3/4 pose?
They're not trying to hip forward, like kind of pull, or they kind of like almost lean down and face down into it rather than coming back up and twisting. They're just like looking at the floor and then just kind of just hitting their biceps, and their legs are out of whack. They got no stability from the floor first before they take it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Personally.
I like that. That's pretty much the way I think of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a weird way of looking at posing. You're probably pretty similar, but it's just maybe how you've created that structure for how you coach it. But I'm always looking at lines. So you got that line of the lat. Okay, where does the lower arm then go? You want to pretty much be parallel with that line. And then you're looking at the adductor line towards the lat line, and how wide should your legs be, and it with the Arnold 3/4 pose, you want your arms pretty much in a straight line.
Straight line, yeah. They're generally like
people have it dropped, or it might be too high.
Yeah.
It's
so how I try and maybe teach it to beginners, go, all right, if you just do hit a normal bicep and just twist down, like, you know what I mean? Like, carry it like that. Like, you're there. It's pretty much that same line, right? Yeah. So, but yeah, it's, again, some people get it straight away. It's like, you've probably helped people pose before. There's people that just can't flare their lats. Just blows my mind. Like, I get people that come in, I go, let's show me a re-relax. I'm like, thank God this guy can do a re-relax or a front relax. It takes, you're not spending half the session getting them to be able to just switch on their lats. So then you can work on other stuff, right? It makes it easier. Yeah.
I think a lot of people just don't know where their body is in space and time.
So
teaching that feeling, especially when they can't see it most of the time. I like to say the way I'd used to pose is I'd pose, take a photo, look at it, go, okay, how did that feel? Do I need to make any changes? All right, well, if I know it felt like that, it's going to have to feel different if I'm going to be hitting it right. For me, when I hit my back double bicep, I have to crank the shit out of my left side into external rotation, because it just doesn't have as much natural range there. So I knew if I was hitting it right, it was tight. It felt like I was putting a lot of effort into it.
But that's someone that's hyper-focused, that's aware of their body, and also can look at their video going, oh, well, I don't think many people do that anyway, right? I don't know. I could be wrong here, but there's a level of, there's going to be a small proportion of people that would do that competitive, that would actually even practice that much, and then go look back at it and go, what could I have done better on that pose, right? And go, oh, I felt this and felt that, like what you described. How many people are actually doing that?
Well,
I don't think
maybe you can lean on this a little bit, but what would you say the biggest thing people miss when it comes to maybe just posing in general, or putting together a routine?
It's figure out stuff that works for them rather than just what looks good because they've seen it, right? Go back to Arnold 3/4. Well, why do you have to because I want to hit it, but like, first of all, tick boxes in terms of like, can I hit it well? Doesn't look good on me. If it looks good on me, but I can't hit it well, and time's not on my side to hit it, then in my opinion, pick something that looks at least decent and you can hit it, rather than picking something that you want and be subpar in it. You know what I mean? Like, people, and we'll go back to outside of imposing, people will train chest more than back because they like it. But reality is you need to work on your back. And I'll use myself in the split that BK's given me at the moment. I love, like last year I did the bench press stuff, right? So I was benching 3 times a week. I'm barely doing 9 sets of push movement. At the moment, I'm like, oh, I love it so much. I would love to do more of it, kind of thing. But now I can see the benefit from my posterior chain physique at the moment. It's definitely a strong point at the moment for me in terms of just hitting that pose and going, it's definitely it's going to be for me, and not to sound like arrogant, but I think it's going to be a standpoint when I hit that shot
Nice.
on stage. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, definitely just concentrate on the shit that you're good at. Focus on that, and once you're really good at that, then go and add those things that you potentially need to work on. You know, what's first, chicken or the egg type scenario.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
Yeah.
what did Arnold used to say? He used to say, if you have it, show it.
Yeah. Show
He
it.
didn't say
Yeah.
if you don't have it, show it.
Yeah.
So you
But
can
unfortunately,
almost
it's like, yeah.
counteract.
Yeah. And I know there's been a little bit online at the moment about, well, just because you do classic and pose classic on stage doesn't mean you have a classic physique, right?
That's
And
true.
I did at some point I agree with that. And then I also on the fence that like if you like posing classic and you like the classic category, yeah, go in it. But
Yeah,
just don't expect
absolutely.
that you're gonna win overall is
Correct.
the other part of it. And I used to always have this thing with even like the bikini, IPB bikini, for example, right? That category is so what's the word, biased to a shape of like a good tiny waist, which obviously in every category is required. Longer clavicles because you got that taper, and it's delts and glutes for the most part because you don't really need that much conditioning through your back. It's just got to look nice in that rear pose. So when you're doing your programming, if you're someone that likes to train, like even, for example, even quad development, that probably is a little bit of a negative in that category. But if you like to train, what do you do now? Do you detrain it? Do you now go, oh, I just want to do glutes and hand tie and shoulders, knowing that you like to train a hack spot or a quad? You know what I mean? Like what I'm saying is, do you train for the category, or do you enter a category for what you've trained for or how you trained? Yeah. So again, it's that chicken and egg portion, right? So it's again, it's a big conversation on even picking a category for yourself when you go and compete for the first time.
Yeah. Well, would you say maybe competing for the first time, you might train a little bit more holistically? Maybe
Yeah.
if you're a
Yeah.
male athlete, you might train just general bodybuilding,
Yeah.
unless you really set on one category, and you might do
Yeah.
something similar to a female with
Yeah.
probably a little bit more lower body dominance.
Dominance. Yeah.
But then, would you do that and then pick your category when it comes to showtime, or if they're a first timer, would you hone in more specifically from the get go?
I think when you have a consultation with them, and this is just like, and they voice their not wish list, but they go, oh, I think I'm, or they leave it in your hands. So they go, let's rewind this. They leave it in your hands with what category you think I fit in, right? But then I'm looking at from a perspective like, I'm going to put you in a category that I think you're going to do well in now in this time that we have. So I'm always go, well, right now you're a fitness model, but in 1 or 2 years' time, with a little bit more thickness through this and that and deliver this, you could probably do classic. I've got a guy now that at the start of our kind of conversation, I'm like, you'll be a top end fitness guy. But now as we go on, I've got him to train a little bit more legs. We identified that his upper body through fullness through the chest needs, and he started to develop that now. So we did a little bit of classic posing because he goes, maybe I'll do one category or see how I look in. He actually looks good. So now that conversation becomes, yeah, you're still going to be top end fitness guy, but in a year or two, if you work on it, you'll probably be a good classic guy.
Yeah.
So
It comes down to what they want, right?
It comes down to what they want. But again, like if your primary objective is to become an IFBB pro bikini, well, you might need to park doing some quad dominant stuff. Unless then you go, I want to move into wellness now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you might need to say goodbye to doing all your delt training.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So you might then switch that balance of what you're doing from a program perspective, right? So yeah, it's very interesting to program and then also to look at someone and go, you're not there yet. You could be, or no, mate, you're not quite a classic guy. You need to go back to X. And some people don't. And like, and I think I mentioned to you the last podcast, I've had people say you're not ready yet. And then kind of, I wouldn't say necessarily spit the dummy, but conversation a week or two later is like, oh, I don't think I'll be coaching with you now, or we're going to kind of part ways. I'm like, cool, and then down the track, oh, I'm competing now. You know what I mean? Found someone that said, well, no, you can compete. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Each their own. But like, it happens, and I'm okay with it. I don't take things personal, but at the same time, that person's got to, well, in my opinion, when they get down to it and that the placing doesn't happen on what they envisioned, it'll become that, oh, maybe it was right. type scenario.
Maybe it's a bigger thing as well if the placing's valued so heavily.
So heavily. And then look, you've been coaching under BK, and I have for a while now too. There's a level of standard that he is only comfortable with to put on stage. So even when I said, oh, hey BK, what do you think about me doing WMBF? It's 6 weeks earlier than we first anticipated. You can tell in that general sense is like, oh, like, and then now that I've obviously progressed quite well, is more like, yeah, no, we'll get there for sure now. But that initial, like, oh, maybe that's a little too early. I don't know if I'm prepared to put you at 92%. You know what I mean? Like, when most people are happy to be there at 92%. But where BK's mind is like
standard on 2, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, like I'm not going to go there undercooked.
Is that the Melbourne show for season B you're talking about?
Yes. The 30th of May. Yeah. 30th of May. Yeah.
I'm judging the
yeah. You've seen my glitz.
So I'm a test judge, so I can just score you whatever I want, and it doesn't matter.
So so 30th of May. Yeah. Is the goal. And then look, the whole premise of that was it's been 4 years. All right, for me. And obviously the whole big goal was to do the IPV Naturals and see how I go in that lineup. But it was more like, okay, if it's been 4 years, I want to feel the stage again, go for the hype of, getting the tan, getting the pump up, all that kind of stuff, re-acclimatize. I mean, look, I've done it enough that I should acclimatize, but it's for me, I'm more comfortable go, cool, let me get there. It's a goal already that I can tick, and then I'll move on. I'm like one of those, everything resets after I do one thing. So I tick that box. It then becomes a 2-week prep again. Then once I finish that, first New South Wales, it becomes a 2-week prep. I do them in those short blocks that it's easy to conceptualize that I can get it done, rather than, shit, it's 27 weeks. When you put 27 weeks versus 6 or 12, it's far easier to stomach that you could do that. Let's be honest. Some people, and you've coached people now for a bit, some people can't be adherent for 2 weeks, let alone 27. So it's a mindset thing, and it's the way I process things. Like even this prep, it's a task that I chose to do. It's not a goal. Well, it's a goal, but it's something that I've done, that I said at the start of the year that I'll do. I will compete this year at these shows. Yeah, tick, tick, tick. It's not like that's nothing more, nothing less type scenario. Yeah.
Are you going down to Melbourne just by yourself?
At this stage, yeah. I'll be going by myself.
Maybe we can be roomies.
Yeah, I'll message offline. No, I'm going to get there on the... Maybe I'll get there on a Thursday. What, the show's a Saturday, yeah? Yeah, it's a Saturday.
I'll get there on Friday.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll send you a message later. But yes, very good.
Nice.
Well, yes.
That'll be cool. I'm interested to see what Dr. Martin can do with the federation as well, because not only the other federations, well, all federations need to step up their game, as the international standard has most definitely risen, which is great, which is absolutely fantastic.
I think with a lot of these federations, just like WMBF, it's more around well, this is the way I see it. If you're looking at wanting to go international as well, some of the federations that aren't as popular in Australia have a bit of an advantage, because, well, WMBF obviously is, you would argue they're pretty big globally, right?
I'd say it's the
Uh,
natural bodybuilding standard globally.
Standard, right? So
Yeah,
globally, but no one really knows that yet in Australia.
I know. It baffles me.
Yeah. So if
It
they can
baffles me.
position it that way over time, um, sorry, just telling this guy, if they can position it that way, it becomes a little bit more attractive to compete at WMBF.
Yeah.
Because right now, and then you can correct me if I'm wrong, most people that get into natural bodybuilding in Australia, including coaching, only know the ICN and the NBA. Not even the NBA.
Guys, we're missing the whole natural bodybuilding scene.
Correct.
You know, the industry.
Yeah, but the guys that are more experienced or in the game have more skin in the game, know all these other federations. They know the OCBs, they know the WMBFs, they know the ones in the state that might just be in state, because you're putting clients there and you're having discussions where a first-time coach doesn't even know WMBF exists here, let alone overseas, and what the breadth and width of it. Because if you think about the top natural bodybuilders in the world, they're doing those federations.
Yeah.
For the most part, right?
I'd probably say it's, your top 2 shows throughout the year is your Yorton
Yep.
and then WMBF Worlds.
Worlds, yeah. And if you think about those 2 federations and shows alone, how many people even know what the Yorton is and how to get there? And what's a gateway or a pathway to get there? Because if someone goes, oh, the Yorton is a pro-only show, there's a chance that you could potentially win good prize money. The federation itself actually backs you at the moment. From what I can see, what Lisa's doing is like they're trying to, give back to the athletes to get them there. They're getting their uniforms. You know what I mean? Like there's all this stuff that potentially that is very attractive to a individual to compete. Plus you get to go overseas, all that kind of stuff. Oh shit, it's a really big deal. You get 25 plus in a lineup. They're doing these classes. Yeah. So it's like, unless the communication's there about it, no one really, unless you're trying to do research about what is available in Australia, you're only going the ICN and the NBA at the moment, and then the other kind of guys in between, if that makes sense. Yeah. So
NBA have a little bit more of a pull. Like they've got they're partnered with DFAC.
Yep.
And that's pretty big in the UK. Like it's pretty good in the UK.
Yeah.
But still, like compared to the WMBF and the international reach that they have, it's like we were saying before. Everyone's got to step up their game if they want to stay in. And I think there will always be more than one federation.
Yeah.
It would be amazing if it was all just one, right? We just had this unity. But everyone wants to do things a little bit differently.
Well, I had this idea, and I don't know how they're going to do it. I've got to go in about 3 minutes. But what my idea was with what you said is bring everyone together. Is you always have I don't know. Do you know what a fitness passport is? Do you know the fitness passport?
Yeah. Are you more talking like an invitational pro show?
No, it's for the most part, individuals only select 1 or 2 federations because it's also costly to do, right?
Yeah.
So why don't you have a natural bodybuilding membership rather than an individual membership, right? And I'm just talking conceptually here, so I haven't really thought about it 100% through. But one membership that you pay $200 in, but you only compete in 2 federations, you split that membership, right?
Yeah.
But now you'll get someone that's got that membership. Now they're like, oh, I don't have to get another membership to do that federation. Now it's more attractive to do 2 federations because there's not one less layer to go into that, right? And anyone that's got that membership and whoever wins their overalls, you go, hey, whoever wins their overalls in these, we're going to have a final tournament where all these top overall winners And because all the shows are roughly that same time, right?
Yeah.
On this date when it closely aligns to everyone's end shows, so timing is not an issue. You put an ultimate natural comp there, where you take over all the overall winners from each one and you put them in together. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
are you familiar with the MBW?
No.
Ah, mate, you're not
I'll look
in.
it up.
You don't have all your fingers
Uh,
in the
oh
pies.
well, I'm gonna no. Well, no, I'm quite
So
sad about that.
it's called
Need to write this down.
Natural Bodybuilding Worldwide. I'll just do a quick summary because I know you need to
Okay. Yeah.
shoot
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
AJ Morris runs it in the UK.
Yeah. Okay. I do know it. I do actually
He
know it.
started
I
a
do.
show. So
Yes, I do
we've
know
got
it.
guys like Dirk Emrich who don't
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
a
I know.
pro
Yeah.
card with that. He doesn't have a pro card with DFAC, which is who AJ is partnered with.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you can still compete, right? Like
Yeah.
if you've got a pro card somewhere else, you apply and then you can get
Yeah.
accepted and confirmed,
Yeah.
right? So
Okay. Yeah.
is that like sort of what you're?
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of sort of look. That ICN's probably doing something similar with the gold class now. Because you can enter those shows now if you've at least got a state overall win, a pro card in another federation, a pro qualified, or you get an invitational. So they're doing that with the gold class. But what I'm more, the idea around that is in a particular season where you get so many people choosing federations because of either costs or logistics. How do you take layers off to basically do that? Is what I'm saying. Yeah.
I like that idea. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just make it easier for
brother.
people, basically.
Yeah.
Pleasure as always. But
Thanks for
I'll
coming on, man.
message you about maybe rooming it.
Yeah.
You know.
I also got a message for you after this, because maybe I need to cut something out.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
All right.
See you,
I'll
man.
see ya. Ciao, bro.